Going to be a great one. We got the tip-off right now. And Hannah Stolke will win that, and Stolke will be the ones to be replacing that front court duo. Clark now has it, already getting to the paint pretty quickly. Puts one up and in. Brown now, the mid-range jumper. It's short. Clark will get the rebound. Clark pushing the pace. You know Iowa loves to play fast. Gets into the paint, the lefty lay, and it's in. Iowa, 7 points quickly in this one. Stolke's going to kick it out to Clark from deep. Knocks it down. Caitlin Clark with her first triple of the season.
That's the three that everyone's been waiting for.
Checks in for Goodman. Deep three from Clark, and one.
What can she not do? The defender was right up on her, and then she fell, and that called the foul, and it's good. Look at that. Ooh.
Look at that replay there. Rims out. Martin the rebound. Now Clark pushing it. He's going to dribble out of the paint. Easy, wide open mid-range. Knocks it down. You can't leave Caitlin Clark.
She's always hustling. I've always wanted to. Oh, there.
Great play.
I saw it coming. I had to stop and see that.
And, we're already seeing that. Goodman and her as Clark shoots it and makes another one. Splashes that one from the right wing. Clark now into the paint. Looking to create. Stolke's got a mismatch. But Clark will shoot the fade away and knock it down. She's up to 21.
It was a good effort coming right down, and she was there twice for it. So
Clark backs down the smaller defender and scores. Only has 2 turnovers in this game, and those were both in the first. Well, make it 3. Clark gets the steal in the bucket. She's up to 26.
She's pointing at the bench, and Lisa Bluter's shaking her head. She's like, "Give it to me, give it to me." She's so close, and she's it's right around the corner. So
Iowa 1-0 on the year, and what a game it was for the Hawkeyes. 102-46.
Yeah, look at the numbers. Everybody knows about the scoring, but she can rebound and the assists. 2 years ago, she led the country in both scoring and assists. Clark hits the three. Too much space. Watch right here. Look at that distance right there. That is too much space. Such a good job of using the bounce to escape a little bit. The venue has been spectacular. The crowd is out. Now the two teams just looking to score a little bit. A slow start for both sides as Clark drives and scoops. Clark trying to make it tough on him. Tonight is the only ranked opponent on their non-conference schedule as of right now. Their tests would be coming in league play, and there's Clark again. Clark coming off the screen. Steps away from Amor and knocks it down.
When you're that good and can make shots, forget about it.
Clark goes right at the basket. Count it. Freshman out of West Hartford, Connecticut. Clark answers. Nearly 10 million people watching. Maybe we can break that 10 this year. Deep three. Yeah, 28's a good number.
Look at that. We measured it today. It's part of the preparation.
We got out the Clarkometer. It's all part of Clarkology, the study of Caitlin Clark's range. Clark behind the back, into the lane, left-handed off. And, of course, history could be in the offing for Caitlin. If she has a season like she had a year ago, she would reach Kelsey Plum, who is the career scoring leader in NCAA history. And Clark gets the layup out of the break
because she draws so much attention.
Clark got it. Clark, step back, good. Clark again. And the Iowa Hawkeyes win it 80-76.
Doesn't run the floor as well, but Coach Jan Jensen, who coaches the post at Iowa, does a terrific job developing those players. You see a backdoor cut in space as much as they can, even if it's against their 5. Grace Buffelli. Hand in her face.
We're under 5 to play before half.
Great set by the Hawkeyes. That was some false motion in the second quarter. She thought that was supposed to be the 9th. It wasn't.
Clark Double team comes, spins away.
There's the ninth.
Yeah, she's not shying away from these bright lights.
She's going to get, people don't leave her completely wide open.
Beautiful feet. She's more open there.
In the paint that they were missing last season.
No question about it. And if you're the Hawkeyes, you got to find where's that drift. You can't over penetrate and try to attack Ayoka Lee. And that's a tough finish by Caitlin Clark. It's crossing the midline. It's getting from one side to the other. Now it's catch and hold.
Clark long two. She's got it.
Start to add a drag screen for Caitlin Clark in transition. If the bigs aren't down the floor in the rim run, if they're even with where she is as Caitlin Clark gets the cut.
K-State shooting 30%. Here is Clark. Yes! Solid players playing well up and down for K-State as Clark gets herself free at the free throw line.
Make that pass a little bit more difficult.
It's got to help out your big. Caitlin Clark.
Who gives us the best chance to start and finish the way that we want to?
Clark into the chest of Sanchez. Falter swings to Davis. Back in the hands of Clark with 5 to shoot. The step back is good. Clark through the screen. Clean look. Unstoppable.
Skulky and Clark away with it. Unlimited range for Caitlin Clark, and she goes in tight for two. Really good, but no hit from McCauley here. And Clark going one-on-one on the cross. Oh. And Clark off the ball screen. Knocks it down from the mid-range. And share it really, really well. Back to the rim. Dinnebier can't hit. A 13-3 run for Iowa continues. And a help there on Clark. Quick hands for Hawthorne. Hawthorne staying with her, but Clark bullies her way in. One of the few times tonight Iowa slowed it down in the half court. Clark probing. Off 1 foot. It's pure. Clark was thinking about the logo. And scoops it in at the horn. You're kind of curious, the undershirt has to match the jersey. Does the headband have to? Apparently not.
Yeah, now I'm a little bit confused.
There's Clark. Marshall passes on the three. Out for Clark. Money. That was a big part of the message, though, for Iowa was, fighting a little bit of fatigue as Clark looked very sharp.
I need to find ways to get my teammates more involved, to put them in opportune situations.
Strokes in another one from Lisa Bluter today. Martin has come out here tonight shooting like Caitlin Clark. 3-point shooting was a big point of emphasis, too. This will be an easy one for Clark. And 2 more. We found Dinnebier on the back end for Drake. Clark wants more. She's got more.
Molly Davis went behind the screen and paid for it. Caitlin Clark's on the board.
Clark steps back for 2. Got it! Plus the foul. Caitlin. Another kick. Marshall, 2 to shoot. Goes over the defender, Drew Iron. Clark wrestles away the rebound. Working one-on-one. Step back 3. Book it! Caitlin Clark. Clark to inbound. Finds Marshall.
Definitely a mismatch there on the inside for Iowa. Can they get Addison O'Grady the basketball? No, not needed.
Clark comes to the ball. She'll try again. Oh, yeah! Caitlin Clark.
Fort Wayne. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that layup to go down.
Clark right down the middle. Finesses it through with her
defensive principles. What are things that they can control to put them in a better position for tomorrow?
Step back for Clark, you bet. With Kate Martin, the graduate guard, at the controls. Clark comes to the ball. Pulls up for 3. Oh, yeah, again! Caitlin Clark. Iowa with the ball. Here's Clark. Step back for 3. Book it! Caitlin. Well, certainly a fast-paced start to this game. Iowa, the number 5 team in the country, holding a 4-point lead against one of the best mid-major programs in the country. But Clark, if you told Coach Damasco that Clark would be just 1 for 4 from 3 in this quarter, as Clark fades and hits.
It might be in the locker room. It might be when they get back to the hotel.
I mean, we are watching as Clark slips inside. Going to throw different bodies at Goodman to see if they can contain her, as they have been really battling just to keep her off the block. Clark, a three. The bounces around and falls. Clark goes to work. Floats it up off the window. Count it. A lot of tight defense from Adams. Clark comes to it. Caitlin Clark looking for three more. Book it.
Caitlin Clark coming off the Goodman screen. Gets at Aoka Lee and goes right to the hole and attacks Aoka Lee. Play and tournament play. This is Ziana Walker trying to feed it inside. Good hands. Turnover. Caitlin Clark from way downtown. Count it, baby. Here comes Clark. Crossover, step back for three. It's good. Over Florida Gulf Coast got win number 500 in her career at Iowa. The head coach for Iowa. And Caitlin Clark with the left gets in a paint. Clark to inbound. Good D by K-State. That was almost a 5-second count. Marsh, this is Kate Martin. Good D inside by Gregory. Stands her right up. Caitlin Clark with a step back. It's good.
Made a big shot.
Clark around the screen. Steps back from the elbow. Book it. Rebound to Davis. Crosses over. Clark. Left side. Contested three. Oh, boy! Iowa by 8. Final minute of the third quarter. Clark fades for three. Bucket! Caitlin Clark. And Iowa can extend it now up by 1. Clark will take control. One-on-one with Sanchez. Oh, she thought about it, then lost the dribble, but keeps her dribble now. Under 2 minutes to play. Clark has to kick. Davis drawing attention. Clark with some space. Tees one up. Oh, yeah! Caitlin. Martin has the inbound. Clark comes to the ball with 16 on the shot clock. One more bucket here should give Iowa a good chance. Clark tees it up again.
500th win here in Iowa City.
Yeah, just has been a huge part of this city, this state.
Caitlin, but find those opportunities, hunt them down.
Yeah, that was really interesting, and I think it's helped her teammates find more confidence.
Clark and one. The back door right there.
And she said it was incredible to see the genuine love that her teammates gave her for that.
Clark will take it to the rim.
To be a little bit strategic in picking your spots when to press Iowa.
Of course, Velasco picking her up on the other side of half court 2. Clark going to take her into the paint, and that drops through for 2.
Impressive there, a little bit undersized, but sticking with it.
Caitlin Clark just puts
out of the locker room. Great energy. Down just 15 against a team that averages 90 a game, but I think you watch those first couple games, the Virginia Tech win, it was a lot of Caitlin Clark, but now it's Caitlin Clark and company.
Clark determined.
A problem to deal with in the MAC. People maybe not expecting it, losing 4 or 5 starters.
Clark, I love that. I just imagine the nest up there, the camera, getting us a great look. Caitlin Clark, the hand.
Caitlin Clark introduced moments ago as she approaches 3,000 career points. You see the numbers for Caitlin Clark seeking to become just the 15th player in Division I history with 3,000 career points. 2,978 career points will be the second fastest to 3,000 career points. Only Patricia Hoskins faster. And the Cy-Hawk rivalry is underway as Iowa controls the tip. Here is Clark leading the nation in points per game, trying to do so for a 3rd time in her career. Clark, a 3 is good. And Caitlin Clark finds a lot of space and connects from downtown.
Outside and then good post moves on the interior.
Clark in the mid-range, sure, plus the foul. Near box, still with plenty of time to operate. Back to Clark, her 3 is good. 10 points away from 3,000. To the second fastest player in D1 history to hit that mark. Only Patricia Hoskins faster. Here is Clark off the screen, fires and hits.
Martin is an excellent shot blocker, especially for someone of her size.
Clark's jumper is good. Here is Clark. 3 away from 3,000. Clark. The leaner is good. Caitlin Clark 1 point away from 3,000 for her career. Jones able to control it though. Another chance for Iowa State, and it's snatched away by Goodman. Here's Marshall with Clark trailing. History in flight. You bet! Caitlin Clark! 3,000 career points! Well, Caitlin Clark just became the 15th player in D1 history to reach 3,000 career points. She became the first player in Division I history to have 3,000 career points and at least 750 rebounds, 750 assists. Clark, a deep one. She got it!
The next evolution of Cook's game is to be comfortable going over her middle shoulder, whatever side she's on.
Oh, Clark, the beautiful pirouette. Scored every Iowa point in the third. Clark surges inside. Neither team has shot it well tonight. Both 35% or under. Clark into the paint, spins around and lays it home. The Iowa Hawkeyes survive the Cyclones and Hilton Magic.
Here's Clark looking for her first points of the game. Down the lane, she gets the layup to go. And the Badgers are up by 4. Martin to a cutting Clark for 2. And another whistle. Was lost for the entire season. Only played in 5 games and only played 3 minutes in that outing yesterday. There goes Clark. Don't give her any open looks. So far, they've mostly been able to do that. Although Clark finds space. Look at the scene when Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes come to town. Switch on Clark. 3 to shoot for a falter. Clark will heave it. Kansas State loss, her scoring has skyrocketed, and they've gone undefeated, 6-0 since. Look at Caitlin Clark, split everybody!
What you want to do offensively, but yes, you're very aware of it. You have someone on the bench that's keeping track of things like that.
Caitlin Clark. Okay, a former Nebraska Gatorade Player of the Year. Here's Clark from deep! Finds a way to have a lot of fun playing this game.
And we have a lot of fun watching her play this game.
Look at that pass. My goodness, can the Hawkeyes... Clark from deep. Bang!
And Destiny Leo, she is out with a season-ending injury, and we're underway here in the Iowa Capitol. Caitlin Clark quickly getting a look and knocking down the first 3. 9 straight wins. Clark finds herself open and her second 3 tonight. Clark perfectly in rhythm. She's got it.
And she does everything, all the little things. She practically drives the bus to the arena at this point, right?
Clark, nice move inside. Clark in transition. Yes! Cleveland State was charged up in the first half, bringing intensity here as Clark working her way in the post.
It's a nice finish on the fadeaway.
Clark, quick trigger.
I'm not a math person, so glad to see someone the math is mathing.
Looking to add more. 23. Cleveland State has not been able to finish inside. Clark, transition 3. Yes!
2 hours away in Iowa City at college. It's a real homecoming game for her, though.
3-point play. This entire game.
It's crazy. 4 different players, and all 4 have double figures. Purdue's the type of player, oh my goodness.
Clark, Marshall going to slow it down for this Hawkeye offense that has been rolling all night long. 87 points, and Clark will add more.
Then Iowa was able to blow this game open because they created second chance opportunities and used our physicality.
There she is.
Looking around, has Clark on the far side. Clark pulls up from 3. Bang! Caitlin. 15-10 with 4 minutes to go in the first. 3-pointer for Berg. No good. Rebounded by Clark.
And talking a little bit with Raina Harmon, you don't want to give open threes, but you're okay with contested threes. Let Loyola make those mistakes their own.
Kate Martin to a cutting Caitlin Clark off the glass and good. Stolke up to 8 points. Clark gets it back, puts up another. Allie Berg drops down another three. Caitlin Clark with an answer. Has it.
So that's going to be another thing to watch. We see them try to get Tannen involved early as Stolke was able to provide power.
No good off the glass. Quickly rebounded by Iowa. Caitlin Clark in transition into the paint. Off the glass and good. Coach in her second year with the Ramblers.
Yeah, and the Ramblers are becoming such, they're increasing. Of course, you look at the men's side. They were, a Cinderella team back then and now have moved to the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Fisher leads the way with 12 points. Caitlin Clark drives into the paint. Off the glass and good. Caitlin Clark receives the screen from Stolke, cuts through the paint. Knight behind the back. Caitlin Clark for three. Bingo! Okay, in transition, Taylor McCabe pulls up from three. No good. Back iron rebounded by Clark. 3.5 to go in this one. Clark gets around the defense, into the paint, up and off the glass and in.
Both coming off the holiday break, but bringing so much momentum into this game.
Caitlin Clark's got her second layup.
Style of play that Iowa has, and just trying to get adjusted.
Caitlin Clark connects from deep. Her first three-pointer.
Getting to the paint, really putting the pressure on this Minnesota defense.
Clark will fire. Clark's already in double figures today. Spinning in the paint. Gets the roll and one.
Good hustle plays.
Clark with the step back three. And she'll fire. Feuerbach has it. Way out ahead is Caitlin Clark. Clark will fire from deep. That's her fourth. Maybe they can find some scoring from Hart and Gracholski, which they didn't get enough of in the first half. Caitlin Clark, another three-pointer.
Going inside to Hart, that time the nice inbounds play.
Has to flex out. Clark has it. A logo three for the Unicorn!
Accomplishes, and if you just tune in for the logo threes, that's a pretty special thing, but it's all the things that she does.
We are watching. 20-point lead for the Hawkeyes. Sold out crowd once again here at Carver Hawkeye. Clark creating space and scoring. The obvious ringleader with the ball in her hands, but still. Give and go with Martin.
Lisa Bluter leads the Hawkeyes for the 24th season in a row. Tonight is the only time that these two teams will meet in the regular season. You can sense Clark time is coming soon. There it is, at the rim.
Clark's one of those players that you just have to let her, as you see her get the steal right here.
Cookies.
By moving the ball, they were able to eventually get a shot, but they have to attack the gaps.
It's just amazing how far this game has come.
Oh, and it's so cool. Oh my goodness, a baseball pass.
Okay, Martin is the quarterback today. Clark the receiver, my man.
I know, Clark was at the Chiefs game the other day.
Interception here. Will we go for the pick six off the field? Clark getting the ball screen. Handoff. Catches it. Tate on Clark. High arcing. Molly Davis running the break. This is where Iowa likes to play. Clark. Yes! Back and forth we go. Clark was outside. Now she's inside. She's got 24. They go back to her. 5 threes on the evening. Clark has Joyner on her. She takes it to her through the contact. Molly Davis on the floor. The ability to start the offense so Caitlin Clark can play off the ball. There she goes, left side. Crunch time is Clark time. Looking for opportunities. Step back. credit to Michigan State. After that play, though, they move on. They realize where the game is at, and Hageman wastes no time going the other way. 23 seconds to go, all tied up at 73.
Got to hold it for the last shot here, and Iowa's just got to let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark.
I have an idea of who it's going to, but it's just how is it going to happen?
I think everyone in America knows who it's going to.
Anticipation here. Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win! She does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W.
This is what Caitlin Clark does, folks. Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.
Personnel's different for this Hawkeyes team that went to the championship last year. You lose Monica Sinano, you lose Kenna Warnock, you lose those players up front. They're a little bit maybe more athletic, though, with how they go 4 and 5. And there's Caitlin Clark. Falter at a wide open. Gabby Marshall took the underneath. Blocked. Clark there to clean it up. 4th double-double of the season. Caitlin Clark finally drills a 3. Herder got trapped, and she could not get the ball out of there. Clark got into the paint, used the body around.
Stay nice and big down low and create those opportunities.
Now look, you're down 25 coming out of the locker room. You know you need a couple.
And she's done a good job of keeping her balance.
Back to Clark. Triggered the inbounds, and that's it. Off of Destiny Adams, who has only taken 3 triples all year. Clark got around. The foul on Herder. Jam-packed here. Arenas are sold out all across the Big Ten. Clark for 3. Hit.
It's really the only movie I know that Russell Crowe's done.
Rolls out for Thompson. Clark, foot on the gas, all the way to the bucket.
Scoring at a high level is going to be massive for the Hawkeyes for spreading the floor, having multiple people step up.
With the pace of Hawkeyes offense.
Now Clark putting it on the deck, splits the defense and gets his first.
Scored that bucket on a nice look from Mackenzie Holmes.
Clark spinning and banks it down. 3:26 to play here in the first quarter. Carver Hawkeye. Clark slashing. Off the window again. This time. Clark step back 3. Finally. 6:23 to play. Second quarter. Clark. Step back 3 again. Boom. Tried to guard Indiana, but it was all IU. They hit the first 15 shots. Can't gonna hit that one though. 6 seconds. Here comes Clark. Got 3 up. Caitlin.
Inside to Mackenzie Holmes. Feed it into her in the post and work inside out.
All right, Al, thank you very much. And we start the second half. Iowa with the basketball. Stolke back door. And that goes. It's from Midland, Michigan. Clark, head and shoulder, trying to find that shot. Chanel, Malibu, Barbie.
Okay. You got the extra details.
The golden doodle.
Foul trouble with their bigs. Keep throwing it inside.
Clark, she gets it on the go. You love these possessions where Caitlin can play off the ball. It works out. Then turnover by the Badgers. Logo. Yes! She go to Martin. Fierbach has an opportunity. Another. Clark. Too much space.
Runs, the transition defense has to be a key, but you can't try to play to that. Getting herself to the basket, staying available from three.
Step back, drains it. She's hit one from that very spot. The rattle does not work in her favor that time. Clark on the run. Well, no one's there. That's the run for her. Clark running to the basketball. Through all the... She has yet to score in this game. She loves this move. Right to the left for a three. She got it.
Yeah.
To move this offense for Ohio State out.
Especially when your 5 player is one of your best three-point shooters.
Again!
Oh, man. Going to the zone, again, challenging the three-point shooting of Ohio State. Ricky Harris has answered the call early.
Clark already has a couple. Make it 3. Iowa on the run again. Clark finds Marshall. Little pump fake. Caitlin to the rim. And remember, Celeste Taylor had to be smart there.
Ohio State from that very spot. And that's what the zone opens up.
You have to recognize some of the weak points in the zone. Caitlin Clark getting to the basket. Like I mentioned, Kevin McGuff trusts his players to stay in through it. The handoff to Clark. She's eyeing it. Puts it in.
Get out and run. There's so much opportunity in transition.
Caitlin Clark needs no space.
Will either be breaking an attendance record or sellout. That is just wow. Caitlin Clark understanding how she's growing the game. She talks about it all the time. Her popularity is through the roof. State has been attacking it.
The reverse just off for Theory. Iowa has a chance to take the lead back. Caitlin Clark does. But it's tipped away and turned over.
You've got to be sure of your passes. Fake a pass to make a pass.
Caitlin gets underneath, flips it up. So 3-point game. A couple minutes have gone by in this overtime. Clark has gotten her way to the rim time and time again. Shot clock keeps ticking. Caitlin, 40-piece.
Breakneck pace to start. It'll be interesting because both of them had a bye week. Clark, long three. Both Molly Davis and Darian White have done that and fit in well in their culture, in their systems. Takes confidence, especially as undersized players. Here she's guarding Clark, and Clark's going to put her to work in the post. And the crowd gets quiet to give them a chance to run their last offense. Clark through a couple defenders from flat on their back. Can we put that in the box score? That's got to be somehow. Intercepted by Clark. She's one-on-one, goes right at goal. Against Penn State, but it is 1 through 5 hitting the glass. Yeah, everybody is on, and that's hard to do. Clark, all of us are going to miss Caitlin Clark when she decides to go to the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is 40 all time. Clark, quick trigger. Nebraska not going away. Iowa has created some distance here, but Nebraska keeps fighting. Not if Caitlin Clark has anything to say. Markowski, and she's trying to pull her out away from the basket and possibly going to pass Jackie Stiles if she gets enough points here today, and she's within striking distance. Enter today 43 points shy of surpassing her. 2 to shoot for Clark. She'll need the heroics here. And does it. Clark goes the other way. Entered today tied for 7th all-time in Big Ten history. And here, she'll be able to add 2 more points.
Clark, step back. She's comfortable already. Driving kick to Lau. Caitlin, and she has official. Guess who else was looking at her? Tara Vanderveer, Stanford. Meantime, Clark.
Pace of play with Iowa. They play so fast. At times, teams think they can run with them as well. I mean, Caitlin Clark just took it.
Clark finding a crevice.
That angle.
Meantime, ball movement by Northwestern. Off the rim by Clark. Block and the bucket. Clark, that's the side. Just hauled down by Feuerbach. Doesn't work on the outside. Why not go in?
A player like Sydney Falter's been able to do. There's more players in college basketball than just Caitlin Clark. Now, she's the most exciting player, but there is so much talent across the league. 2019-2020 season, when they won the Big Ten Conference, had fabulous crowds. Game in and game out. Clark, she gets the buckets. It's awesome to have this type of atmosphere tonight. A lot of black in the building, but still a lot of fans of women's basketball in attendance.
That last bucket by Caitlin Clark got her over the hump to 30.
You talk about great Big Ten players. The Kelsey Mitchells of the world, the Tangela Smiths, who won not one but 2 WNBA championships.
Clark putting on a clinic there. Oh!
NBA officials along with Violet Palmer. She's joined by Gina Cross.
Force Caitlin Clark to put the ball on the floor, going right. Get inside the three-point line. You can't let her have that space.
Caitlin Clark. Bree McDaniel called for the foul, her first. First team foul against Maryland. Long jump shot. Clark. And knocks it down. Caitlin Clark had 35 on Wednesday.
Good job right there by Faith Masonis, taking over the left hand, right? But you got to get back into play. That's way too much space for Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes. 4 or 5 from the three-point line.
What numbers? 15 a game. 6 rebounds, 5 assists. She leads in points, rebounds, and assists. Clark from the logo and knocks it down.
The game plan is to force her to put the ball on the floor. Well, you got to be up in her space to do that. She doesn't need a lot of time. She doesn't need a lot of space. The Terps have to get closer. Caitlin Clark.
Alexander couldn't get that one to stay down. Clark the other way. Off the window with English and good. As Clark will walk it into the front court as she draws Brown Turner. Pick and roll, Clark thinking about it, lets it fly, and rounds it in. Caitlin! Brady comes out. Clark almost lost the dribble, picked it up in no man's land. 5 to shoot. She's got to hurry. Clark to the bucket, goes up lefty, got it to fall. Alexander, brick. Caitlin Clark behind the back, on the spin, to the hole, and one. Backdoor Clark again up. Easy layup. Shot clock turned up. Game clock at 8. Clark with the ball. Drives. Up. And good. Claims it. Clark the other way. Stop and start. Gets to the bucket. Easy layup. 12 to shoot. Clark takes a quick release 3 and buries it. In and out dribble to the cup. Off the window. Strong. Picked up Stokey in the corner. Rising fire. Clark. Pure.
Well, you look at Caitlin Clark scoring by quarter. 14 in the first. Efficient shot selection. Second 9. Third 10. The quest for 50, right?
In a dogfight in front of a sold-out crowd of 18,000 to watch the best player in college basketball, Caitlin Clark, men or women. Martin, her roommate, Clark, pump fake, rises, and buries it. And that's it. Iowa comes in and wins.
Has a powerful, packed game. So if she gets a mismatch on that block, she's going to let it go. But there's Caitlin. The middle of that B1G logo, that's the basket line, and that's where Iowa has placed their defense. Clark, put your foot on that baseline and turn her back out, or make her shoot a walled-up shot. Clark with the top. Just coming into this game, she was 0 for 5. This Iowa team averages 91.9 points per game.
Leads the Big Ten and leads the nation. They also lead the nation as Clark puts it off the glass.
With the dribble drive, straight line drives to the rim, and put pressure on the rotation.
Clark for three! Performances against Nebraska and Northwestern just over a week ago surpassed 1,500 career points as Clark knocks one down from the top of the key.
Yeah, feathery touch right there. Second one on the evening for her.
Clark gets it off the glass.
How do you think Nebraska will deal with Caitlin Clark today?
Well, I think they're going to give her different looks. Kendall Moriarty setting that up, getting into the paint and reverse pivoting to find a talented freshman.
Clark to the bucket.
Pushing pace in transition to find her center.
White trying to heat up Caitlin Clark, and she takes that personally. 2 more.
Some second chance points now up to 7. Iowa has to locate and box out.
Caitlin Clark. You could see the pride and confidence growing in that press conference after the Penn State game. Caitlin Clark up for 2. Kate Martin barreling down the lane. She's walled off, so Caitlin Clark triggers. Oh, now we're really revving the engine here. Shelley versus Clark, double team.
Hey.
Who cares?
Iowa has really been crashing the offensive glass tonight as well, this afternoon.
Clark put it away. 3 and the foul!
In transition. I think she prefers the offensive side a little bit more, but defense is coming.
You don't say. 2 and a foul.
For the center, setting the screen. Both players go with the ball handler, pop out and knock down.
Coley trying so hard to...
This game, talk of the town. Megan, we land at the airport. All anyone could mention was Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes. 22-3 on the season. 10-1 in this building. Number 4 in the country, taking on the Michigan Wolverines. You see her family there. One of her brothers is away from school for this.
I think this is a good excuse to miss school.
Absolutely. To see your sister do that. 6 points away from an NCAA record. Anna Stolke posting up, but you know who they go to. 22 from the outside. So far, done anything but that. Recovered by Gabby Marshall. Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is!
Caitlin Clark now has 3,528 points in her career. She has officially broken Kelsey Plum's record from 2017. A post-game celebration will occur immediately following the game. Let's hear it one more time for number 22,
Caitlin Clark on a mission.
The most Caitlin Clark way to get a bucket. I mean, we are talking well inside the middle of the MediaCom logo. You have a hand down when she crosses half court. Caitlin Clark has been making people pay since her freshman year in Iowa City. This shot is an elite shot, a layup for Caitlin Clark. Nobody else in the country that's an elite shot for. There are different rules for Caitlin Clark.
Her family's reaction, Megan. Her mom, Ann, said she might even cry. Wow, her 2 brothers there, and decided that she wanted to build something here on her home turf. Trying to go for more. Yes! Caitlin Clark loves these situations. She times them out, sets her feet, catch! 14 points in the first. Okay, footwork. Cameron Williams.
Cameron Williams is coming off a massive game for Michigan. She was 23 points, 3 rebounds.
Again! Stop it! Get out of here!
Trying to talk about Michigan. Caitlin Clark's not letting us right now. She is putting on a complete and utter show. That's the same spot she broke the record with, by the way, folks. Layup, and that's her signature. She loves to go right to left on that step back, creates a separation.
Keep it coming.
Every single possession almost, they've had it.
Iowa playing zone about 15% of the time. It leads to a fast break.
Felt like a lot of contact too, but Hobbs still somehow finding her balance.
It's up. It's good. Playing through Stolke right now. Clark to the rim for a 22-year-old to put all of this into perspective and shout out her teammates as she goes for a... and still finding ways to score.
She likes to keep close to her chest, she says, but it's made a world of difference. And talking to different Big Ten coaches, they have all said Iowa has improved drastically defensively.
More of a formal celebration once this game ends. Clark keeps coming. Clark has Woodson on her. Little step back, then goes right back to the cup hole.
This is a good Michigan team. This is an NCAA tournament team. They already have a resume-boosting signature win against Ohio State earlier this season.
A new career high. A new Iowa women's basketball record.
That it could not be more in rhythm for Caitlin Clark, coming off 1-2 step, Sierra style, shoulder squared, feet set. And she just set all sorts of records this evening.
Let's hear it for her. And that will do it. Caitlin Clark's night in all ways.
Caitlin, you got off to a hot start tonight. Already 5 quick points. You're coming down the court and you pull up from a logo 3. What was going through your mind in that moment?
Well, Holly, that was the only way to do it, so I had to. I told some of my teammates and my coaches, like, if I got a chance in transition, I'm going to launch one, and honestly, I didn't know if it was going to go in because it was a deep one, but then it goes in, and Coach Woodard calls timeout, and I'm just thankful to be surrounded by these people, this place. I'm just so grateful, honestly.
So a couple free throws for the Hoosiers. Caitlin Clark the other way. That's how she got connected with the Hoosiers program. Clark, her first step back of the evening is good.
Just a really good Swiss Army knife for Lisa Bluder.
Clark already has 7, make it 9. Tough one off the book. They're going back to Stolke, working through a nice cut by Clark.
Oh, man. In the footwork that Mackenzie Holmes is famous for.
Deep one for Clark. Silence. Patient offensively, Iowa on this possession. Clark off the screen, yes. Clark quickly. They go to Clark. She goes quickly.
Shauna Green said that's number 1, slowing the ball and then finding the shooters, especially Caitlin Clark.
Cook trying to stand her ground.
Just finding a gap and a straight line drive right to the rim. Strong guard.
Clark sets her feet. Working it around the perimeter, back in the hands of Clark. It's been Mackenzie getting the lion's share of the assignment today.
Carver Hawkeye wanted to travel there. A little bit of a hop step.
Clark.
Flexibility. You have to be young to be able to take that hit and get right back up.
Caitlin Clark rattles in. Clark sizing up her defender, and Dolan gets some space. That is two.
It's black and gold. It's a maroon out here on senior day for Minnesota. Wearing a home white with maroon and gold, and that's the first 3 of the night. Kicking it to Heyer. Mallory Heyer off the mark on the triple try. Clark racing everybody down the floor, and one opportunity.
So Minnesota's going to have to avoid drought. So far, struggling here.
From the logo, finally gets the Gophers on the board. Clark again.
A good shot out of the timeout, just trying to keep this thing close early here.
Clark responding beautifully.
That's what's so huge with this team.
Davis getting it to Clark. That's another 3-point. Clark is now 2 triples shy of setting a new single-season women's record. Make it 1 shy. Clark flips it up, gets her own rebound. You talk about padding stats. Nehemiah Holloway picking up that personal foul. It's her third, so she will take a seat. Clark, triple, splash. She's into double figures with a dozen. Clark, the hezzy, and finish at the rim. Protection either. Grocholski off on the triple try, and Clark has done it. The triple-double is true. She's got 2 in a row, 6 on the season, and another bucket. It's a 30. Possible UConn and Paige Becker's matchup. Oh, I'm not sure.
Last time these two teams played each other, January 21st in Columbus. Buckeyes won it 192 in OT in a game that resulted in a court storming.
Texas than the last two at Duke, and she's been an important factor this last month for Ohio State.
Clark, quick release.
And 3 points are raining down here for Iowa early on. Caitlin Clark going to her left. This handoff, you know what she's going to do. It doesn't matter how deep she is. Taylor a little slow to step up. Clark drains her first one.
McMahon with 18 on Wednesday against Michigan on 7 of 12 shooting. Clark, quick release jumper. So, Coach McGuff met his wife Letitia, who was playing there. And right now it's...
And Ohio State starting to do what they do best, generating offense out of their defense.
Clark again. Molly Davis now. Here's Caitlin on the handoff to the hole. And in. Caitlin Clark, 2 points away. Make that 4 points away.
And more than anything, you just feel for Molly Davis right now.
Clark will serve as the inbounder, needing 4 points to pass Pistol Pete. 3 to tie. Clark inside. Got it. She's 2 points away. Clark outlet pass Stokey. Another rim run to the hole. And Harrington coming up with 3/10 of a second to go. Now Caitlin at the line. For the record, she ties it with that one. This for college basketball history. She does it with a foul shot. Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball history. They swing it. Clark, step back straight away.
To still come back and win in overtime. They won 15 straight. They're not trying to come out of here with a loss.
Meanwhile, Clark gets to the basket, uses her side. Taking on this young lady, Caitlin Clark, off the dribble to the hole.
Taylor Clark just goes to left. Taylor, I'll give you your breakfast.
Both teams tired. Spent. Clark. He now got tired. That wrist isn't tired. Caitlin Clark. Clark, all-time leading scorer in major college basketball. Passing Pistol Pete Maravich. But more importantly for Iowa, the Hawkeyes.
A raucous crowd at the Big Ten tournament. Pin 2 on Clark. A long 2, and that's her first bucket. Marisa guarding Clark. And fouling Clark. And Clark, just for fun, flips it up and it goes in. Won't count.
She's always trying to get the continuation, which I respect. But watch this. 1-2. Blue jerseys get drawn into Clark. The overhelp happens, and Gabby Marshall wide open once again.
Marshall, electric from the floor, and just like that, more points for the Hawkeyes, although Caitlin Clark looks a little banged up there.
When she does not have the ball in her hands, they're hard denying. When she does have the ball in her hands, Leilani Captain is using her quickness to stay in front of Clark.
Glue of the team, the mother hen as they've called her. Caitlin Clark tried to pass to Marisa, got batted around, and the Hawkeyes have it. Look at Clark creating offense. Walter keeps it alive. Clark again.
When she gets down into the paint.
Layla Filia leaves that just short of a falter. Stepping in. Clark, the hesitation gets all the way.
But you have to continue bringing some of that momentum and finding the adrenaline when you're having to play 3 days in a row.
Poked away by Brett. Getting the assignment on Clark. Deep three. Rattles through.
Hang out, watch a movie, you know.
Clark read it all day. Iowa with it again. Clark sprinting. Clark finishing.
That looks pretty when it left her hand.
Clark turning on the Jets and turning the corner. Clark gonna reset with Felia. And Clark just gallops right to the cup. Clark, logo, yes!
Huge win over Ohio State already this season. But it's hard when things don't go the way you want them to in this game. Iowa is so balanced when it comes to who can score and where they can score.
And Caitlin Clark by Lauren Hansen. Wolverines get it taken away again, and Clark lays it in.
The Big Ten Women's Tournament Championship for the first time on CBS. The Target Center sold out.
Thus, I knew coming to Nebraska that for me to get minutes, I'd have to rebound.
There's Caitlin Clark's first point.
A little arm might have gotten.
Clark's got 6 assists. Will penetrate that time. Her second field. What can Caitlin Clark do here to open up the third quarter? 2 for 13 from the field. She steps it back from about 15 out. Already it feels a little bit different here for Iowa. Clark coming from behind.
See, that's what Iowa does when they do it well. They defend and it leads to offense.
Clark steps it back. 52-51. Clark behind the back. A little bit out of rhythm here today. The give and go. Clark gives Iowa its Iowa and Nebraska. Each team winning on its home court in the regular season. Clark off balance. Nothing but that.
And obviously far below their average here, and that's what Coach Williams said she wanted to do.
Clark, right side. She's found success. Quarterfinals. Number 1 seed. Ohio State lost. Michigan State, the number 4 seed, lost in the quarters. These are the 2 teams who have survived. The 2 and the 5. Clark from straight away. Inside 5 minutes left to play for a championship. Clark leaves it short. Gives it right back.
And they need to play with a sense of urgency here. And they need a bucket.
So they go Clark's way. She can deliver. Time and time again. Lead, they go Markowski's way. Misses everything.
And they're going to want to go to Markowski with Stolke in foul trouble.
Clark to Stolke.
So they've got to keep getting it in to Markowski.
It's Caitlin Clark time. Crossover. Hesitation. Ball fake. Kicks it to the corner. Kate Martin with the big three-pointer. Cuts the lead to 2. Iowa trailing by 2. Clark crosses it over against Shelley. Shoulder shake. Clark all the way left side. We're tied up at 77. Over to Nestle, who fires it short. We got extra basketball in the Big Ten Tournament Championship.
This is our time. She told them to stay defensively focused, keep locking it down on D, and keep pushing it to the rim, going back to what she's been emphasizing all the second half games.
Big three-pointer from the right wing and gives Nebraska the lead, 87-86.
Wow, the freshman coming up huge.
Clark looking for it, steps it back. It's a 3 on the way. It's another 3 for Caitlin Clark. Injured herself in the final game of the regular season or her senior day.
And they hope to have her back.
Turnover by Nebraska. Caitlin Clark intercepts it. Final few seconds. Nebraska forced to stop the clock.
And this is just great defense, just poaching. You can't make that kind of skip pass. When you see Caitlin Clark's right there, not enough mustard on that pass from Shelley.
Check that, Potts' 5th personal foul. Already Coley with 5 fouls and Potts with 5. With the ball in her hands, the three-peat Clark checks the shot clock. Foreman staying right with her. Off the spin, the help comes and one. Plenty of help for Caitlin here in the first half.
And that's what it's going to take. And for Caitlin Clark to continue to trust them, to trust that the game is going to open up for her.
Number 1 in the country in scoring. Number 1 in assists. Number 2 in field goal percentage. Number 1 in most threes made.
The Crusaders have found a little bit of rhythm on the offensive end. They're not going to give up. They're going to continue to chip away, but you got to stay in this space.
Clark off the crossover, goes to the left side and lays it up and in. Crowd trying to pick up the energy. Clark gets the steal. And Caitlin with the lay-in. Another steal for Clark. Unopposed for the layup.
How entertaining it is, social media. These athletes allowing themselves to be seen.
Part of their game plan throughout the season, they only make 6 per game.
No, and it's exactly what Iowa wants. They're playing this 2-3 zone, going to try to force contested shots from the three-point line, and there's Caitlin Clark knocking down a big one.
Able to corral that loose ball. Clark steps behind the screen and hits. Got a reference to popcorn here now.
Got to, yes.
Clark. First step to the side over Hemingway, and that's her third already. If they win here tonight and play next weekend. Marshall bother back pass. Clark will take it herself. They will be in the other Regional 1 in Albany.
And if you're the Mountaineers, you don't want to get caught falling for
a little bit out of sorts. They only played 10 minutes in the opening round due to illness as Clark hits her. UConn, by the way, winner again today. They have advanced to the Sweet 16 and a date with Duke. The big surprise so far in the tournament, a 7 seed upsetting Ohio State. Deep three. Clark! Clark off the cross into the lane, the hang and the hit.
See immediately, Jalen Sherrod has the defensive assignment like she did a year ago on Caitlin Clark.
Clark bodies right through Sherrod in an early bucket. Miller unable to hit from 3, and Clark secures the rebound. Iowa had just 17 made field goals in that second round win. They already have 3 today. Clark left alone, lays it in. Here's Clark with Iowa swiftly up the floor. Clark being hawked by Weta. Clark able to finish. A number that Lisa Bluter kept bringing up to her team as they prepared for this game. Clark, she got it. Clark putting it in off the window. Caitlin Clark. Oh, Gabby Marshall was wide open. Clark did not see her, but will take the layup herself with a certain lead at the end of this quarter if Clark might end up on the bench as Clark lays it in.
Post play, physical post play.
Here's Clark flashing open, driving it instead, working through Sherrod for the 2. Here's Clark in transition, always dangerous. Clark working behind Stolke and lays it in. Clark in the corner, connects on a 3. Clark eyes up. Here's Clark. Wheeling back, will fire, and hit. Here's Clark around the screen, driving it. Clark finishes.
Fair enough.
Here's Clark. Clark lays it in. Stolke and Rees to jump it up. A trip to the Final Four on the line. The rematch is underway in Albany. Here's Williams firing right away. Can't hit the 3, and Stolke the rebound.
One of the most important things for Iowa in this game is to be able to secure defensive boards. LSU, an outstanding offensive rebounding team.
Clark connects.
The on-ball screen comes from Stolke. Haley Van Lith, who has the defensive assignment tonight on Clark, goes behind the screen. You can never go behind the screen when it's Caitlin Clark.
Given opportunities to take shots tonight, they need her to feel confident in her mid-range.
And I think Iowa is okay giving up the mid-range.
Here's Clark driving in for 2.
We saw this a lot in the Sweet 16 game against Colorado. Caitlin Clark turning the corner and finishing an easy one at the rim.
Has averaged over 21 points in her collegiate career. That's third most amongst active players. Clark, backdoor, Martin, easy two. Here's an interesting substitution for LSU. As last year Poa comes into the game for Hailey Van Lith, it was Poa who drew 2 offensive fouls on Clark in last year's national championship game.
She has more size and length.
Clark, you bet! Huge three there for the freshman Williams. A Folter running the other way, lays it in. 23-21, Iowa in front. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Clark looking to turn the corner, lays it in, plus the foul.
They've made the right decisions to pass back out.
Clark completes the three-point play. An 8-point LSU lead. Clark through traffic, finds a Folter. She hits. Martin gets it ahead. Iowa with numbers. Here's Clark. Catch, fire, and hit. O'Grady the rebound. Clark running. Clark eyes up behind the back through the lane, lays it in. Here's Clark weaving through traffic. Pizza pies at home. Here's Clark. Clark bounces away. 5 to shoot. Shovels back. O'Grady short. Reese with 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Here we go. Second half action in Albany. A trip to the Final Four at stake. Clark was trying to redirect a pass. Clark, oh my!
Caitlin Clark here, Hailey Van Lith right there, but you're never right there when it's Caitlin Clark. The bench is liking the three.
Nice cut from Johnson and fine from Reese.
Defense for them in the first half.
Here's Martin running to the floor and lays it in on the dime from Clark. Clark wheels around, evades Van Lith, and drains it. So last year, Poa comes in for Van Lith. Now, one more thing on Hailey Van Lith. She got an IV because she's been so sick before that UCLA game. That's how sick she was. Clark! She's possessed.
The distance on these Caitlin Clark threes. It's just ridiculous. Just puts players in tough positions defensively where they can foul.
Here's Martin. Clark, again coming off the screens. Clark steps back, fires. You bet! Restarted 6 of 8, is 0 of 7 since. Remember, she also injured her ankle. Here's Clark. Will she pull up? Finding a Folter who lays it in.
5 o'clock in the morning, gets a pre-practice workout, an after-practice workout. This is a young woman who has made herself this kind of a basketball with an unrelenting schedule. None of what you're seeing tonight should surprise you because she's been doing it all season.
Oh, what a pass! Clark!
Best get-ahead passer since Subert. You're seeing her in 22 in white, and she just has her eyes up.
Reese working inside, can't flip it in. Clark the rebound. Here comes Clark, eyes up, wheels it back. Now Martin looking to attack. Martin lays it in with 11. Morrow with 12 points, 12 rebounds, playing in her first Elite 8 game. Clark, again!
What is Hailey Van Lith supposed to do? She goes over the screen, lunges at Caitlin Clark.
They're LSU with 18 O boards in this game. Clark finds Martin. Martin digs in and lays it home. Here's Clark. Clark pulls up, another deep one. Is good! Clark, 9 threes, 37 points, under 5 minutes away from the Final Four.
Caitlin Clark once again dancing with the basketball, seeing it go through the net.
Here's Stolke, back to Clark. Stolke lays it in, plus the foul. Jason Sudeikis all smiles. A 12-point Iowa lead.
Simple but beautiful basketball. Pass, get it back, pass again.
She's still hoping for a comeback in this game. Iowa leading by 10 and in trouble here. Clark has to get it across, finds Martin, who waits, now lays it in. So much attention around this rematch after the emotion of last season. LSU's national championship win. Big smile from Brent and Ann, Caitlin's brothers here as well, though she told us they've been reaching out to me, and I've told them, just go find something to do in Albany. I'm staying in my room and just waiting for the game. Clark hits both. 39 for Caitlin Clark. Taylor McCabe in. Here's Clark, and Clark is fouled. It was in the Elite Eight last year where Caitlin Clark had a 41-point triple-double. She has a 40-point game tonight. 40 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds. 13th career 40-point game for the all-time leading scorer in Division I history. Johnson launches, can't hit, rebound Morrow, gets blocked, underneath, a falter is fouled, and now it is all cosmetic. In a rematch with LSU, Clark evades, that will do it. This time, it's Iowa! Iowa and Connecticut. UConn, the winningest program in the history of women's college basketball with 11 titles. Iowa trying to get to its third Final Four, and this semifinal show is underway. One of the things that Lisa Bluter's worked on all season is getting Clark off the ball more. Here's Clark driving and laying with the highest scoring offense since 2014. Clark drives this one and lays it in. Here comes Clark, being watched the whole way by Mule, who has 2 fouls. Clark on the drive, banks it in. Clark looking to spin away from traffic, double screen, gets open, and hits. Can't shake Mule. Stolke trying to get it to Clark, does. Her 3 is good, plus the foul. And Clark grimacing after taking the contact from Shade.
Clark is working so hard just to get her hands on the basketball. Nika Mule denying all over the court. This is good defense, and Caitlin Clark doesn't get much space and then lands on the foot of Shade.
Clark completes the 4-point play. How about Beckers from 3? Short. Rebound to Clark. Iowa has not had a 2-possession lead yet tonight. Clark, step back 3. You bet! Here's Clark turning the corner and gets fouled by Brady. That is going to be her 4th.
But smart to attack the big lineup for UConn. Reminder, KK Arnold on the bench with 4 fouls. She's coming to check in now, but here, the step back to the left, that's really good defense for Nika Mule and Papa Clark and the family cheering her on.
You think he still has those snacks he was hiding in his pocket? Might have been nervously munching on them all first half. You know what? I got one better for you. He changed his hoodie. Holly Rowe wants to know if he's still eating them. Caitlin Clark.
Going to be important, getting the ball in the sweet spots.
Clark trying to work Arnold. Separates and finishes.
Caitlin Clark up to 20 points in this game. We've seen her make 3s, attacking as well.
Kate Martin to inbound. Iowa leading by 1. 4.6 to go in the fourth. Martin finds Clark. Clark is fouled. She is 3 for 3 from the line tonight. And drains the first. Clark to inbound. Iowa by 2. 0.8 to go. And that will do it. Iowa survives Connecticut and heads back to the national championship game.
Well, I thought we started off the fourth quarter really good. Came up with some big baskets. Hannah came up with some big baskets. Kate was tremendous. And then Sydney Falter just does what she does and gets, big rebounds when we need them the most. And just resilient. Our offense wasn't great tonight. We played great defense. And sometimes that's what you need to win. So I'm just proud of our girls to find a way to win.
And at guard, a 6-foot senior from West Des Moines, Iowa, number 22, Caitlin Clark.
Stolke and Cardoso to jump it up. And the 6'7" Cardoso. Here's a Falter looking to drive it again. Needs help this time. Flings it out. Clark open 3. Is good.
I would continue to look at Cardoso.
Here's Clark, the crossover. She gets fouled.
Doing it in different ways. Transition, mid-range attacks. You see the push-off there by Clark. Cardoso contests, but we've seen Caitlin Clark time and again hitting shots with players in her face.
And Clark, fortunate she did not get called for a foul there on that push-off. You could see the South Carolina bench rising up, asking for it. That's a really cool note. First player to ever lead Division I in points per game and make it to the national championship game.
Well, that's because they haven't also led Division I in assists per game.
Tahina Pau, top 3 in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. Here's Clark, wheeling, taking, and banking it home. She was an unstoppable force last season against Iowa, but was coming off the bench. Clark, oh my, from the future! Firing away from deep. Yes, you have to guard her even at 33 feet. And Carver Hawkeye enjoying what they're seeing in Iowa City. Here's a look at Fueling the Run, brought to you by Wendy's.
And the fuel has been Caitlin Clark. She has scored Iowa's last 13 points. We've seen her hit from deep, get inside, and how deep? 30 feet on this bomb.
Well, a total Clark eclipse when it comes to the record book. She's now 3rd in career NCAA tournament points. She's 1st in assists. She's 1st in threes made. And yes, you see that sun is now behind her orbit.
Hall now with the defensive assignment again on Clark. Look at her hand right in Clark's face.
Clark looking to separate from Hall. Clark, the drive, able to bank it in. As Hall goes to the bench after the second foul. You have about a 6-second difference game in shot clock. Here's Clark. Will Iowa wind it down? No. That's why. 1 point Iowa lead. Clark yet to score in the second. Will put up a 3 here. And hit. Here's Clark. Clark pops in. Bodies inside and finishes.
To have good legs and bounce and determination here.
Tessa Johnson in as well. Here is Clark. Clark into the paint, spinning and finishing. Not this depth of production from her throughout the tournament, but she's had key timely baskets throughout. Clark wanted a whistle, did not get it, does get the roll.
Ability that this South Carolina team has.
Clark didn't get much space there with Hall on her. Clark, the crossover, and the hit from 3.
No one has done more to grow the popularity in a broad way of this game, in the history of the game, than Caitlin Clark.